Meaningful improvement and those final degrees of adaptation for athletic performance require intent. Athletes I work with in real life and people online have asked me various questions such as, how can I get stronger, bigger, faster, jump higher, etc. And after reviewing their program and what they're doing in their lifestyle, everything seems to look pretty good, but there's one specific thing missing, and that's true intention. If you want to make real improvements in certain physical characteristics, then you need to have the intention to making those improvements your true priority. I want to talk about two topics. One, strength and power. Those two kind of go hand in hand. Secondly, ankle mobility. But first, if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. So first, let's talk strength and power. One, we need to improve neural efficiency in recruiting high threshold motor units. And two, we need to increase the size of the muscle tissue. So first and foremost, you need to make sure your training is reflective of those things. And for most people, that's really easy to do. Make sure you're lifting heavy enough, frequently enough, and with enough volume to get those adaptations. Where I think most athletes fall short is with recovery. And I'm not talking about sleep and nutrition. What I'm talking about is actually recovering on your off days. You need to make sure you're actually getting enough rest. If you want to get stronger and more powerful, it's probably not a good idea to take on unnecessary physical stress. Active recovery workouts are fine, but you have to remember that you could just be burning calories that could be put towards building muscle or other aspects of recovering. If your program calls for Wednesdays and Saturdays off, avoid going to the gym on those days and doing extra gun shows or trying to hit somewhat of a heavy single to see where your progress is at. I'm guilty of doing this myself, but if you want to go in on those days, make sure what you're doing is truly restorative. That's one easy way to make sure you're making strength your priority. Now let's talk mobility, specifically the ankles. Ankles are probably the most common joint athletes ask about how to improve on. Performing certain ankle mobility drills or banded distraction drills 3 to 4 sets a day, 3 to 4 times a week is probably not going to get the job done. That's probably not going to create any real change. Adaptation requires a real, mindful stimulus, especially ankle dorsiflexion. The calcaneal or Achilles tendon is very stiff, strong, resilient, and resistant to any sort of morphological change. If you want to improve ankle dorsiflexion, intent is imperative. I would suggest spend real time, several times per day, pushing the limits of ankle dorsiflexion. Simple solution, sit in a deep squat for 1 minute, 5 times per day, spread out throughout the day, 5 to 6 days per week. That's going to take you much further than 4 sets of 20 repetitions of a banded distraction drill. Meaningful improvement in those final degrees of adaptation require real intent. Hopefully that information is helpful. See you guys next time.